Hello everyone, and thank you for clicking on this video. Welcome to Leezah's Lair. I'm Leezah Smiles from the virtual world called Second Life. I've been away from this YouTube channel for a year or so. This channel is specifically for the older adults who are in Second Life, and by older I suppose I would mean adults who are probably 40 and up. This channel will focus on different topics that are of interest to the older adults who are using Second Life. So I always want to hear feedback from the visitors of this channel so I can make videos that you want to see and host discussions on this YouTube channel on topics that you feel are interesting. Since it's been a long time since I've made a video, I will briefly introduce myself. I joined Second Life 5.5 years ago. I learned about Second Life from a documentary on the Oprah channel, and after 5.5 years, my interested world is still attending great discussions that are well structured. I also like to play backgammon. I like to play chess. I like to attend conferences as well in Second Life, and so I'm very interested in all of the educational events as well as discussion events as well as cultural events that are going on. This video is going to highlight the weekly news discussion event that I host for the group members of Headlines. Headlines has several hundred members at this point. It's been around for probably 2 years, going on 3 years. And so right now I'm going to move my camera around and I'm going to show you where we have the discussion events for Headlines. This is the campfire where all of the Headlines events are taking place. As you can see, there's a screen, and that is where all the articles are projected, and then the group members receive the links before the discussion begins. Here is the other part about the campfire. So there's seating in the back of the area as well as seating around in a square for those who like to do that. This is the newsstand, and everyone who clicks on the newsstand will receive a list of all of the news articles that are going to be discussed for that particular discussion event, and the news articles are also sent out to all of the group members and are found in the group notices. I often receive questions from people asking about the types of topics that are discussed in the Headlines news discussion events. News can be anything except for celebrity news. The news can be from anywhere in the world, and it doesn't really matter what country, and it could be tech news, it could be international trade, it could be business news, it could be gender issues, it could be politics, it could be elections. It just depends on, whatever the group members would like to discuss. And I was attending different discussion events in Second Life, but I noticed that the same avatars were usually at these discussion events, since many of the same avatars seem to join every discussion group that there is on the grid. And so there are current events discussions in Second Life at different SIBs from time to time, but they're not read-ahead discussions. So that's what makes Headlines unique. Headlines hosts a read-ahead discussion. There are 4 news articles sent out. Everyone receives the articles with enough time for the group members to actually read them, because the articles are really short. It might take 2 minutes to read each article, and the group members receive several reminders on the day of the discussion so that they can open the note card and read each article. By the time the event starts, everyone has gotten reminders and everyone has gotten access to the news articles. As far as the discussion format, it's loosely structured. Everyone can comment on the article. We spend about 10-12 minutes on the article, and then we present the next article. The group members can send in news links on a note card anytime during the week for me to review. We do not talk about similar topics from week to week because it's more interesting to have a variety of topics. The rules for the meeting site are pretty basic. No nudity, no partial nudity, no children, no oversized avatars, no profanity, no debates, and no guests. Everyone attending the discussion has to be a member of the group. The meeting site has an active security system, and so everyone who is a group member has their name entered into the security system. This is the news screen, and so whenever there is an article that is being discussed, it is displayed on the news screen so that everyone can just refamiliarize themselves with the article that we are discussing. And that is a live screen where I can just enter in a link from the internet, and then the article will appear on screen for all of the attendees to see. So you will see that if you happen to be at the events. If you were to ask me what I feel makes a great discussion event, I would say it has to be three main things. First of all, people who show up prepared to actually add value and who aren't showing up just to listen to other people. Everyone has to show up to contribute something to the atmosphere. So these discussions just are not going to progress in a way that I feel is interesting and productive if a lot of the avatars are just showing up to sit there and wait for other people to have a discussion. So I think that that's a barrier. Participation is really what makes a great discussion event, equal participation. Secondly, I think people who are focused on the discussion, who are not popping in and out of the conversation, showing up to see who's there, then leaving, then coming back to see who's still there. I think that's kind of a distraction for the people who are really actually there for the discussion. And then last, I think what makes a great discussion event is people who've actually taken the time to know about the topic and to read the article and to know the topic and to show up feeling that they're interested in the topic. So I think that if those three main things are present, that each event is going to be very different and very interesting each time we get together. And I think Headlines will always be able to host a quality discussion for those who prepare to really contribute effectively. So I hope you'll want to be part of it. Send me an email. An IM rather. Send me an IM at Leezah Smiles when you're in World. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. If you go to the Second Life search engine to look for Headlines in order to join, all you do is you type in the word Headlines, as you can see in the search box, and if you click on search and if you click on sort by popularity, you will see that Headlines comes up in the first 3 entries. And there it is right there. I sorted by popularity. I put in the word Headlines in the search engine. As you can see, the topic of the search is groups, so you do need to also sort for that, and you will see Headlines as one of the first 3 entries. Easy.